Hey, I hope you had a chance to watch my last video in the welcome email that I sent you, and hopefully you got onto TikTok and watched some of my videos, or join the Facebook group. So one of the things I wanted to share with you today is something I call breaking social norms. When I look around the addiction recovery industry, as a general rule of thumb, what I see people acting normal. Um, People have a tendency to try to resolve the effects of addiction or approach addiction recovery the same way that they would approach anything else. For example, scheduling a vacation or buying a house, moving. They just make phone calls, they reach out to people who offer support to them, and most of it, I would say 90% of it's essentially the same thing. It's personal support, trying to get that person to go to treatment, and there's not a lot of strategic planning on how to do that. What's interesting about the Family Strong approach, the Family Council recovery approach, is that it's an invitational, non-abrasive model where typically families and even recovery centers kind of encourage this. Will take the divide and conquer approach, where one or two individuals might lie to the person and try to get them to go to treatment, or when it just comes to maintaining everyday life, it's, with the exception of the holidays or major events, families get together and then they separate again and they divide and conquer. Well, the Family Strong mindset, in order to get to that, which I'll talk about more in the next video, which will be sent out in an email tomorrow, but in order to get to that Family Strong mindset, first we have to make a commitment that it's going to be a little awkward. We're going to feel a little vulnerable. We're going to include people in discussions and in conversations and invite people to meet that maybe haven't talked for a while, or maybe don't always get along, or maybe get along great, but they have an over sense of humor or something like that. So essentially, what I would like to share with you today is start to look for ways that you can break social norms. What do most families do when it comes to recovery? And then look at it like, well, what else could they do? You know, what other options do they have? Um, if you're somebody who is blessed to have a large, supportive family, I promise you there's a whole nother level of resiliency and resources that haven't even been tapped into yet. Sometimes, however, families need someone like me to come in and to facilitate this process, so that there's an ebb and flow of the material and kind of a guide or a coach. Sometimes they don't. I have actually encouraged families to do this on their own, and it depends on the family. It depends on the all of the different moving parts in each family. So I hope this helps. You can look for a way to start to break the social norms, do things differently. If you haven't already, look below. There's a link to my TikTok bio. I get into a lot more detail in these videos, as well as a Family Strong Facebook group. People who join the Family Strong Facebook group, I will give them my first family council outline, which basically goes through step by step how to structure a meeting if your family's never done it before, how to navigate those waters without being too abrasive or just too passive and completely missing any of the details. So click on one of those links. Thanks for your time, and I will look forward to sharing a video with you tomorrow.